Welcome back, guys, to another video. I'm wearing the red today because it is getting hot in One Piece. My god. This chapter had so much in it that I'm still spinning. So, we are basically at the climax of um, God Valley. We're literally beginning the God Valley incident. Um, so, yeah, let's just dive right into it. Basically, what happened in this chapter started off very simple. We see that everyone is so the Celestial Dragons are basically declaring the start of the human hunt, and we see that not only is Teach and his mom part of the Davy clan, but there are multiple other Davy clan members. So I don't know who these could be. Looking at the build of the main guy, the guy with the hat, I would say this is this could be Zebek's dad or cousin or something. Very similar to Zebek, very similar looking to Zebek. But the hat caught my attention because the guy that who was wearing the hat was big enough that it could have been the same hat that Emu has with him. And I am a little questioning because the Davy Clan, and the way they've Oda's phrased the Davy Clan, it's primarily that the Davy Clan is the primordial D clan, basically, right? And that's that's what I'm getting from the way he's phrasing things. So it could be that this guy is kind of like the leader of the Davy Clan, and the leader of the Davy Clan has a straw hat, but I'm not sure. But yeah, it could be something like that. It could be Zebek's dad. It could be something else. But we also do see a very afraid Teach, and rightfully so. Kids should not be subjected to that. And honestly, like, I'm starting to sympathize with Teach, okay? Like, having grown up with that kind of hate and disgust directed at him, I don't expect him to grow up to be anything other than what he is. Like, I think he turned out like an amazing person. He literally grew up in a world where everyone was out to get him. So yeah, it's like Robin. Okay, you can say Robin and Teach are kind of like two sides of the same coin, right? Robin grew grew up with a lot of hate, but she held on to that hope. But what if she never had? What if she never held on to the hope that she would ever find true friends, or like uh basically, what if she had just decided on, hey, if the world wants to fuck with me, I'm gonna fuck with the world too? And that's basically Teach. That is what Teach is. And I have no problems with that. Like, I have absolute trust me, I don't like everything that Teach does, but he's not doing it out of malice. He's just doing it to get out of gold. Even if you think of like what he did to Ace, or okay, Ace and Patch, I'm not sure of, like, those are still excusable. Whitebeard, I'm not. I'm never gonna excuse him for Whitebeard because Whitebeard became the father he deserved, and he screwed over Whitebeard that badly as well. And he desecrated the body of the man who was who was literally his father figure. Don't care, right? I can excuse Ace and Tatch. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, from this is Ace's death was pretty painful, but I can still excuse it given what I'm seeing what he went through at this point. But Whitebeard, I cannot. I will never forgive him for Whitebeard because that man did him right and he did him just so dirty. Anyway, yeah, so we do see Teach kind of feeling afraid, and rightfully so, man. Like, he should not go through that kind of thing. Um, but we also see a small panel in the first page, where we actually see Dragon talking to some different woman. So, like last chapter, I thought that Dragon ended up uh catching up to Teach, but it seems that it was not Teach. This was actually Shanks and Shamrock's mom who Dragon caught up to. I honestly thought it was going to be Teach and there was going to be um some way that Dragon could get, but the Davy clan's already on stage and including Teach, and they're not going to be like in center. So yeah, so the human hunt begins. We kind of seen the barbarity of some of these celestial dragons. Like they're just disgusting people. Every time I see them, they're just horribly disgusting people. Like what? Why? Like it's so weird that they are so disgusting. Like I'm going through the pages right now, and it's crazy, man. Like they're killing kids, they're killing babies, dude. Who does that? Anyway, so I will say that amongst all of them, I would say I hate the Gods Night members more, primarily because you're powerful. You're it's there's nothing for you to prove. If you could have chosen to take the high ground. You could have chosen to be better. Right? They know how the world works. They know everything about how the world works. If it was the small, petty Celestial Dragons doing it, I would understand. But these guys know how the world works. The Gods and Knights know how the world works. But they still do these despicable things. They still take pleasure in killing innocent people, innocent kids. It's disgusting. And honestly, when Elba started, I had some hope for Gonko. I thought that maybe Gonko was just being misled or misguided. But no, she's grown up exactly in the situation and she will continue being this horrible person. Honestly, I have some theories regarding Gonko. I'm not 100% sure. I need a little bit more substance before I bring them into it play over here. But yeah, there are some theories about Gonko, especially because of the fact that she covers her face so much. It's an interesting I whenever someone covers their face, I always need to they kind of like always draw attention to them. Right. So we see that the human hunt has begun, and all obviously the God Knights are also a big part of it. They're basically the dedicated winners. Shaki is also kind of like feeling a little bit sad about this. Um, and then we kind of see that Dragon's entire platoon. Okay, I might be reading this wrong, but I see that Dragon's entire platoon was just executed because Dragon chose to help Shanks and Shamrock's mom. And I honestly don't know what was happening this battle because it was such a sudden transition that I didn't even understand what went down with Dragon's platoon. Was it just that was it the Celestial Dragons found out and then they converted Dragon's entire platoon into like rabbits? Or were they just massacred just cause they were still there on the island? I really don't know like what's going on over here. So infuriated, Dragon comes across Ivankov, Ginny, and Kuma, trying to escape the God Valley incident. And right before Celestial Dragon is about to shoot Kuma, why Kuma, man? Like, why Kuma? Just leave the guy alone, all right? He's a kid over here, but like, in general, like, he doesn't even need to be a kid. Just leave him alone, man. He's done so much. Oh, dude. Anyway, so right before so the Celestial Dragon shoots Kuma, um, Dragon shoots the Celestial Dragon. Beautiful. Best act of uh best starting act of the Revolutionary leader. Crazy dude. Then we finally see rocks make landfall. Now this scene is so cool. I have never been so happy to see this many villains at the same time. All right, like Shiki, Kaido, Big Mom. I have never been so happy to see this many villains at the same time. It's unreal how many villains showed up, and I was like, damn, these guys are here finally. Oh my god, dude. And as usual, Rox is like, hey, our first objective, Shaki. Obviously, his objective is different. And he's like, we can do it. So just stick together and we'll rob them and get Chucky back as well. So obviously they go into kind of like this kind of situation where like they're like, oh, Sharky's gonna pay attention to me. Sharky's gonna pay attention to me. Sharky's gonna be he's gonna care about the person who saves her the most. We probably know she already cares about Rayleigh, so that's there. Um, and basically they just enter the fight, and soon after we also see that Roger also enters the fight. They're also here. They made landfall. They are basically going to be joining the fight as well. Great thing. Rayleigh is here as well to save his future bride, and yeah, I'm happy about that. In the meanwhile, we also see that Shanks and Shamrock are still with Dragon. They're not. Dragon has not really dropped them, and they seem very unfazed by um. Like Dragon literally states that seem unfazed by all that shit that's going on. It could be just because they have such exceptional hockey abilities, but this would mean that Shamrock has the same amount of hockey as Shanks, and we have seen Shanks hockey in work. That shit is no joke. So if Shamrock has anywhere near Shanks' hockey, man, we're in for a fun fight. We are in for a fun fight soon. Um, but yeah, and also like, okay, to pivot here a little bit, Shanks' recent change in attitude or change in demeanor in the series has kind of shocked me. Like, I don't know what's going on. And why are Shanks and Shamrock supposed to be twins? Like, don't get me wrong. I feel like this is just a small theory. This just came up in my head. But maybe Shanks and Shamrock can interchange their uh location. Don't get me wrong, Shamrock does have a second arm. We know that for sure. But I mean, there are a lot of fruits that can make you change shape into other people. All right, I'm pretty sure the Celestial Dragons have some of these fruits anyway. So it's not impossible for Shamrock to lose an arm for a few days and then bring it back. Um, so it could be that they kind of like replace each other, you know, like they could be like playing the same person but different people. I honestly don't know. This is just a offhanded slight scenery that came up in my head. So yeah, just let's hope it is, because that doesn't make sense. Shanks's recent demeanor absolutely does not make sense. Like, why would he sing kid? Like, don't get me wrong, he does sing some people, but why sing kid? Like, it doesn't make sense. He did take an arm of Kid, so I guess he's mad at Kid for something else. But I really don't see Shanks as the sinking and eradicating type, you know? It just doesn't make sense to me. Alright, so we see Roger and all make landfall, and this time we get a good look at all the Gods Knights. Now, of all the Gods Knights, there's this guy who looks very much like Killingham. Killingham is the guy who's currently attacking Elbaf. He's the Dream Fruit user. I think that's his name, Killingham. Dude, that this guy, of all the God Knight, that guy looks like the most sickest of all. And then there's this one black-haired girl who I don't know. I've never seen her. I think this is the first time actually we're seeing her. So I really don't know what's going on with her, because that would mean another character that we have not been introduced to. We're also introduced to this really mustachy devil, sorry, sharp tooth person. Again, We don't know who this is. It could be Saint Saturn, because we know Saint Saturn is also here, but I honestly don't know. But of all of them, I like the Killingham looking guy, the black and white hair guy with the sunglasses. I like that guy the best. All right. Okay. And we finally ended off with Garp showing up as well. This is why I'm saying this is this beginning of the incident, because all the major parties have arrived. So Garp shows up with his infamous fist. I forgot what they call fist. Well, throwing cannonballs. I forgot his attack name. All right. So he basically just chucks a cannonball at everybody and is like, "Hey, I can't let you guys slice up my guys." This could be Garp could also have shown up just because Dragon is there as well, because say what you will about Garp, and he's shown many instances of like not caring about his family in general, but when it comes down to it, like when he knows his family is in serious danger, he's always there. Like with Ace's situation, he really couldn't do anything without breaking the rules. But in any other situation, Garp is always there for his family. And this time, Dragon is a Marine. So Garp will do anything to save his son all over there. So yeah, it could just be that he's there. But we kind of see that Zebek is kind of like a little worried that Garp is here as well. So it could just be just a reaction that he has, that Oda showing that. But I think Zebek has some respect for Garp, just like Roger had some respect for Garp. And I think Zebek might be on the same lines as Roger when it comes to Garp, as um as he's shown that with Harold already. Like even if they're not aligned with him, they have some respect for him. So he's not sure that if Garp is here, he's not sure he could just get out with his family safe. So I am not sure, but this is literally the beginning of what is going to be one of the biggest history events in One Piece, and I am willing to watch out. We are on break next week, so we're gonna do something else next week. But I'm excited to see what happens next. But there's so many good things. Who the heck is that other girl and that 2D guy in the back for the God's Knights? Um, and what's up with Shanks and Shamrock, man? Like they feel like Shanks' demeanor has been so weird recently. It feels like Shamrock is doing a stand-in for Shanks. Anyway, that's about it. It was a crazy chapter. Lots of things happening in quick succession. But also kind of feels like nothing really happened. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to the next few chapters and seeing what happens there. That's about it for me. If you did like the video, consider leaving a like down below and subscribing to the channel. We're gonna keep doing these. Next week is a bit of a special thing. It's a little concern I have with One Piece's direction so far. Um, it's just a story thing that I have regarding it, but you'll find that out in the next video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.